Welcome to the Friendly Atheist podcast. This is Jessica. Hemant is once again out. He is home with his new human baby who was born happy and healthy. Was not named Tanner despite my insistences. It doesn't matter. So I am here again with another guest host. This is my brother, Kevin.
Hello.
Get closer to the microphone, Kevin.
Hello.
Oh, there we go. So we are going to do another news roundup. We are, I guess, anything you want to... Oh, patreon.com/friendlyatheistpodcast if you want to donate. And let's just kick it off.
Yeah, let's do it.
Can you tell I don't host this usually?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Okay. Well, let's... Before we get to in, you're a teacher?
Yeah. I teach on the south side of Chicago in a charter school. I teach freshman English, and I have a senior homeroom that's going to be graduating this year.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Just get up on that mic.
On the mic.
Okay. So, sorry if there's noises in the background. We found the squeakiest chairs that have ever existed. Mm-hmm. And also my dog is running around in my brother's apartment. So, off we go. Kevin.
Yes.
Oh, so it is Friday the 18th. It's around 5 o'clock. So last time I did this with Anne, literally like 2 hours after I left, the protest in Virginia happened.
Oh, God.
So I've been very diligent about timestamping these because 5 minutes is a whole world of difference.
Something else happened when we were like driving home or something. I can't remember, like a while ago.
Oh, yeah. It was after Trump's first week in office. And by the time I got home from Hemant's house, which was like 20 minutes away, not even, the immigration ban thing was happening.
Fun. So...
also because my brother is providing the beverages. We're drinking beer today. Our a Chicago favorite, 312.
312, great beer.
Great beer. And if you don't like that joke, you're going to hate the rest of this episode.
I often drink 312 beers while walking the 606.
God, you love that joke.
Local humor.
Okay, so I'm very excited about this one. So this coming Monday, the 21st, our mom's birthday.
Yes.
Is the... Do you know?
The 21st?
The eclipse.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Glad you're paying attention. So my favorite news thing happened that there is going to be, in Kentucky, a protest against the eclipse.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
How... Go on.
Kevin, let me tell you everything.
Please.
So it's called Hopkinsville in Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the Path of Totality, I think it's called. So there's like a strip through the country that they'll see the full...
it goes
eclipse.
through Carbondale in Illinois. I know that, which is where SIU is.
Okay.
University of Carbondale.
Why? You just had that locked
Just
and loaded,
knew
huh?
that. That's all I know about the eclipse.
Well, there's a sun and a moon.
And the Mayans predicted it.
Doesn't matter. Okay, so there's going to be... So this smallish town is expecting... more than 250,000 people to come in.
Oh, come on.
What?
That can't be. Is that a real estimate?
People are going bonkers over this. Like, I know a lot of people who are, like, flying or driving or doing whatever.
No, that's fine, but the protest is going to have 250,000 people?
No, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
People coming in to view the eclipse.
Okay, all right. That makes
that would be
way more sense.
Super generous. Okay, so, yada, yada, yada. So it's Kentuckians for coal.
Yeah.
And they're just sort of a piecemeal group of pro-coal activists, I guess would be the word.
Okay.
And they were mad about the eclipse. So I went on a roller coaster ride researching this because the headline was Kentuckians are protesting the eclipse. I was like, that's silly. And then obviously.
Yeah.
And then I saw, they're protesting it because they're protesting like solar energy because it's taking their jobs away.
But the moon's blocking the sun.
Kevin, you just wait. You just buckle up for this one.
Right.
And so I was like, okay, that's actually a clever way to make your point.
Right.
And then I read their press release, and holy shit, did I swing back.
Please.
So this is some excerpts. So when more than 250,000 people descend on the town for 4 days in August, including busloads of Amish from Pennsylvania and rumored Arab royalty, Huskers will peddle overpriced souvenirs as area hotels jack up their room rates by 400%.
Okay. That's good
Semicolon. Gas stations run out of gas. Semicolon. And cell phone service crashes due to demand.
Okay.
Traffic jams, a run on available food, an invasion of prostitutes, and rowdy crowds will test the patience of both local residents and the extra law enforcement brought in to maintain order. In addition, there's a serious threat to spectators' eyesight if they look at the sun without special eclipse viewing glasses.
That's everywhere, though. That's not just Hopkinsville.
No, it's not. So Kentuckians for coal understand civic pride and the importance of economic development, but the extent of this sun worship lacks in common sense and good horse judgment.
Horse judgment?
Mm-hmm.
What is... Okay, wait.
Horse judgment is like common sense.
Oh, okay. I thought at the end of it they decided to bring in, like, also equine people are really going to be affected by this as well. Because horses need the sun and moon to navigate, and if they're the same spot, they're lost.
I did have a embarrassingly long conversation with the people I volunteer with at the Hansen Center, where it's a therapeutic horseback riding thing for kids and adults with disabilities. Mm-hmm. And we did have a long conversation of how can we protect the horse's eyes from looking up at the sun. And it started as a goof, and then it got out of hand.
Well, I don't think... Can horses look up?
Yeah, horses can look up. What the fuck are you talking about?
Dogs can't look up.
That's
not with their eyes. They can look up with their heads, though. That's
true?
From... I don't know, but it is from Shaun of the Dead, so...
Daddy, look up. Nope.
We'll never know.
So they're handing out signs.
Okay.
And they have some suggested copy to fill said signs with.
Okay.
Would you like to hear some highlights?
Please. Are there any of them punny related, or?
The first one is, a mine is a terrible thing to waste.
It's not bad.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
I like that one a lot.
Climate change is a hoax! ! Which I'm not sure how that super locks into an eclipse.
Because the fossil fuels and stuff like that.
Sure. You can count on coal 24/7. You can't always depend on the sun.
Credit where credit is due. They're right. Like that, factually, that checks out.
Still think solar makes sense, which to me makes me think that they're saying, like, if we rely too much on solar energy, this eclipse happens and we're all fucked.
Who knows when this will happen again?
Blame Obama
for the eclipse.
I don't know.
It's always blame Obama. It's his fault again.
This time and money spent for 2 minutes and 40 seconds. I don't know.
What?
Okay, we're getting into like inscrutable territory.
Wait, can you read that again?
This much time and money spent for 2 minutes and 40 seconds, which that's the time of the eclipse.
Oh.
But
or two. Okay. Well, all right.
They're just mad about the eclipse because like they really get off their like anti-solar power message and just become anti-eclipse, which I find befuddling.
Well, I mean, if you protest the eclipse hard enough, maybe it won't happen.
That's what she said. Would be.
Just keep going.
Okay.
I don't even know how to deal with that one.
Pray for rain.
What? Oh, so they can't see it.
What's next? Global warming?
Well, no, it happened already.
You can't always count on the sun, which we sort of rehashed. Boycott the eclipse.
Okay.
So that's not super atheist related, but I thought it was very silly. Mm-hmm. And I really wanted to bookend our conversation today with some lighthearted shit.
Okay. Well, if we're going to go lighthearted, let's see.
I thought that you wanted to close it with this one.
No, that's different.
Okay.
Let's see how I can shoehorn this in. It's semi-related. That's no moon. Here we go.
Oh.
Donald Trump says Rebel Alliance must also take blame for violence as Death Star had all the required permits. It's a fake headline.
Oh, you motherfucker. Is it The Onion?
It's called newsthump.com. I don't know. I was just Googling weird stuff, and then this came
excellent.
out. Donald Trump has insisted the Rebel Alliance must take their... Yeah, that's...
It's excellent satire, though. Do you have another one? You want me to move on? So I have 1, 2, 3... I have like 3 big guys and then 2 little guys.
Well, that was one of my heavy hitters. No, there's the... no, you go, because
okay.
I don't know how much of mine is necessarily on topic in terms of atheism. It's sort of more
liberal at all?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is definitely on topic of atheism, and it fucking sucks.
Okay.
So there is a gentleman named Dennis Hart, who is the Archdiocese of Melbourne.
HEA or just HA?
HART.
Okay. I don't know why that's important. But
I don't either. For Googlers.
Yeah.
So in 2000... Oh, this is a different guy who said... No. So a couple of years ago, he said that he would rather go to jail than violate the sacramental seal. So in other words, if somebody confesses something to him, he would rather go to jail than break that, what is that called? Confidence? So essentially what this comes down to is there's some laws that they're trying to pass in Australia or Melbourne specifically, but I think just Australia will say.
Yeah.
Hemant does all the research.
Well,
essentially saying that
it's the real B squad today.
Thanks, Dottie. Our trainer told her to think. She's protecting us from. Anyway, so she's very upset. Sorry, guys. So he said, essentially, it's coming down to the fact that if somebody so say you're the priest. And somebody says, I killed somebody, I raped somebody, I'm being raped, I'm being abused.
Clergy patient confidentiality.
See, talking is hard.
It is. You say that. Clergy patient confidentiality.
So essentially what they're saying. So it's the same, so you as a teacher, right? Or even as therapists.
Oh, yeah, I am mandated by law to report some things. If a student tells you something, like I would have to, I have to report things too.
Most therapists, social workers are the same thing. And so they're maintaining, this is a very special privilege and you can't break that because we have this special bond, which I would argue my therapist and I have a pretty fucking special bond.
Yeah, I would say that too.
So he said some other super excellent things. He said much of the abuse that occurred within the Catholic Church was historical, and awareness of abuse is greater now, and he believed it was unlikely, quote, anything would ever happen today.
Okay, based on...
feelings.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
He said if someone was to confess that they had been sexually abused or they knew of somebody who had been, Hart said that it would be adequate to encourage them to tell somebody outside of confession. For example, he would encourage a child to tell a teacher who is mandated to tell, which I think is garbage.
Right. If you're a trusted member of the community, then it should be your responsibility as well. Yeah. Despite the fact that you have a very close relationship with God.
Right, and that's part of his disagreement is the Brisbane Catholic Archbishop Mark Coleridge. He said that the relationship between a priest and a penitent.
Sure.
Penitent. We're bad Catholics. Are we Catholic?
Not Catholics.
We're baptized.
Yeah, because Granny threatened to kidnap us if we weren't baptized, or at least that's my story.
So we have a super healthy relationship with religion in our house.
We are friendly atheists, Jess. We're not aggravated.
Okay, you're
atheists.
not. I'm the friendly atheist. You're my sidekick.
Co-host.
So he said the sacrament of penance is unlike any other relationship because the penitent, I don't know why I can't say that word, speaks not to the priest but to God, with the priest only a mediator.
So they're like a telephone operator where they can kind of listen in, but they're not allowed to be a part of the conversation.
Exactly.
Sure.
That's exactly right.
Sure.
And also Hart said that confession was perhaps the only opportunity where a person who has offended or a child who has been hurt can have the opportunity for broader advice.
Oh.
So I feel like this all kind of falls under that same umbrella of saving your soul as opposed to like your physical being.
Okay. Yeah. All
like
right.
To me, that's very much the equivalent of like, oh, there was, a natural disaster somewhere. We're going to go hand out Bibles. Even though that's not really what they need, but in their heads and hearts, like that's the more important.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That sort of tracks then in terms of like at least it follows logically of whatever their logic is. Mm-hmm. Like it holds steady to what they're
internally sound. So I think that fucking sucks.
Yeah, that's kind of ridiculous. They should have to report that. I don't understand. Is it? But so these arguing that the law shouldn't be in place because clergy are above the law.
So they're trying to apply this new law,
right?
And
has it already been passed?
Mm-mm.
Okay, well,
but they're discussing
pass the law and then be quiet, clergy guy, Hart.
But it's very frustrating to see this kind of behavior when you religion's always getting a free pass for all kinds of things, right? Like so many things that are done that wouldn't be allowed in the name of religion. So like property tax, for example.
Sure. Yeah, all of it is just.
But to me, this is I don't know why this is like the last straw for me, but like that's fucking like if you held the knowledge that a kid is being abused and you choose to do nothing with that information, like I think that makes you complicit.
Yeah, 100% it does. I don't care what God says.
No.
You like in terms of like being a moral person, you're not doing what should be done.
Right. So yeah, that's happening over in Australia.
Fun.
Mm-hmm. Do you have something you?
Cool. I do have something. I did. Okay. So two things.
Uh-huh.
Okay. You know what? We'll start with this. A anti-atheist prejudice is entrenched around the globe, even among atheists.
Are you going to do the serial killer one?
What? No.
Oh, okay.
So this was a survey done by the Nature Human Behavior academic journal.
Did you listen to last week's episode?
Did you do this already? Anyway, I listened to it. I don't remember hearing about that.
Yeah, because we were talking. Because it's if a man killed X amount of people, teacher and God-fearing something. Anyway, we did that. God, Kevin.
Sorry.
Do the slightest bit of research before this.
Trump responds to Barcelona attacks by reviving debunked myth.
Oh, neat. Let's hear it.
Okay, so he was he's done this before. He's talked about this before, where there was an insurgence in, I want to say, Vietnam, and there was a general there, or lieutenant there, colonel there, whatever, that like they were losing guys, or like having terrorists were attacking them, and so he, caught 50 terrorists and lined them up against a wall, and they were Muslim terrorists, and they dipped all the bullets in pig blood, and then shot all 50 terrorists. And then according to Trump, they didn't have any terrorism attacks for 25 years. And then when he told the story again recently, it was 35 years. But all of that is to say, none of that is true. Like it's a made up story.
I've
that
heard
he
the
had
pig split thing.
Right. So it's like a made up story that he heard, that he's saying like, you should, hey, Barcelona, once you get those guys, you should just kill them immediately, because then you won't have any problems, because look what happened the last time. Somebody just shot all the terrorists.
Does
that make sense?
No, it makes sense. It's just fucked up.
Yeah, no, I'm not condoning.
No, I'm not.
So that was his response to the Barcelona, or one of his hot takes for the Barcelona terrorist attacks.
So I think there is definitely something worth talking about, that how quickly Trump condemned the Barcelona terror attacks.
Yeah.
Whereas what happened in
Charlottesville.
Yeah,
very slow to react on that.
Super slow on the outtake. Hey, thanks, motorcycle outside. We appreciate you participating in my program.
So speaking of Charlottesville, apparently God, I hope you haven't done this one already. His personal lawyer, Donald Trump's personal lawyer, forwarded an email echoing secessionist rhetoric to President Trump's personal lawyer on Wednesday forwarded an email to conservative journalists, government officials, and friends that echoed secessionist Civil War propaganda, and declared that the group Black Lives Matter has, quote, been totally infiltrated by terrorist groups. So it's just saying that, like, you can't condone Robert E. Lee and be okay with George Washington, because it was the same thing. They both had slaves. They both rebelled against the government that was running them, and just sort of drawing those parallels, even though, one guy was trying to just make sure he could still own people.
Sure.
The other one just didn't want to get taxed. So I guess, like, that's one big difference.
I mean, I would say the only one, in my opinion. Otherwise, identical.
Right.
Identical humans.
Same wigs, too.
So, yeah, this has been going on a lot this week. That I don't have any notes on this, but just this idea of leaving up memorials to the Civil War.
Yeah.
Why are we recording in your apartment? You're coming to my house next time.
Okay.
It's so loud here.
It's not that loud.
So this idea that what I keep seeing is tearing down these monuments is like erasing history.
So I was actually talking to my roommate about this last night or 2 nights ago, maybe, and I guess he was saying that what they did after the fall of Soviet Russia, they took all those, like, Lenin and all that and put them in a museum, which makes sense. Like,
yes.
that sort of is take them down because you're take them down. You're honoring people who wanted to own people, and they fought a war to try to own people, and that's kind of not okay.
Mm-hmm.
But like a happy medium on that would be something like to put them in a museum of like, this is what it was, and that's fine. But putting it in the correct context rather than just, Robert E. Lee on a horse, being
gallant,
memorialized, and which is not. I don't think it's okay.
I just don't. And this is another one. So we talk a lot about the idea of continuing to do something because you've done it.
Right.
And you see that a lot in religion, right? Of like, we've always, and that's why.
Well, in law, it's precedent, right? Well, this has happened already, so we have to continue to do it.
Yeah, no, exactly. And that's why, like, atheist groups will fight against, like, prayers before city council meetings or something like that, which seems like small potatoes and arguably is, but that starts to build this precedent of like, well, we've always done it, so how can we have to stop now?
It reminds me a little bit of, I've only seen a few episodes of the show, but Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, where she has to like in the beginning when she's stuck in the thing, she has to like keep
turn the
so,
wheel.
Well, I've always been turning it, so why would I stop now?
Yeah.
And like, so it's like that kind of same idea of.
But the interesting thing about this particular, so the idea is like, okay, they've been up forever, it's been fine, why is it a problem now? That's what people are saying. Or you can't erase history, which I just, something not having a statue does not mean you're erasing it from history. Like, can we be pretty clear about that? Like, people still like remember the Civil War, guys. Mm-hmm. So God damn it, I always forget what I'm going to say.
People still remember the Civil War, guys.
But okay. So it's not like these statues went up like as the Civil War was happening or just afterwards. A lot of them went up in the early 20th century.
In the 1920s and the 1960s, during times where there were very big like racial issues going on.
Like the KKK
States,
was,
for example, and then in the civil rights movement in the 1960s, a lot of Southern secessionist unionists, Confederate stuff went up around then too.
Yeah.
And like the flag was never used, that the rebel flag or whatever was never really used in war. In the actual battle, it was never really used in war, but it was taken up in, I think, around the same time, like the 1950s or 60s.
What?
Yeah. It's like that thing you see, the Confederate, the stars and bars. It is I want to say it's like like, you know how when baseball teams on Sundays will wear like an alternative uniform? It's kind of like that, but for but for
their alternative. It's their pinstripes.
It's the Confederate Navy third jersey option.
That's the worst comparison I've ever heard.
What? It was really good. That's a really good comparison.
Oh, God.
Shout out to baseball.
But here's another thing we can talk about. Hey, Kev.
Yeah.
Stop laughing at your
It's
joke.
really good. That's good. All right, sorry.
You know what I think? Hot take. The KKK and Black Lives Matters are basically the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they're both to blame for what happened in Charlottesville as well.
Many sides.
Many sides.
So many sides.
Like, remember when all those white guys were beating out that black guy?
Uh-huh.
Why was that black guy there? Many sides. Many sides.
Oh, can we talk about tiki torches for a second?
They came out quicker than Donald Trump to
they did!
To condone.
Yeah, so tiki...
or condemn, sorry. To condemn, not condone. Tiki torches are against white supremacy.
So I didn't know tiki was like a brand.
Yeah, I didn't either.
But like, so things I learned today.
But I just love the image of these like kind of nerdy looking white dudes walking around in
with
polos,
their high and tight haircuts.
High and tight haircuts with their polos, which by the way, that haircut is no longer cool.
They killed it.
Hipsters everywhere are lining up around the door to make sure
Shave
that they
their
don't.
head.
Yeah, unless you have like a handlebar mustache. I guess those two things like counter each other out. Like a double negative almost, but like it was such a weird visual of these guys yelling like "You will not replace us" and Jews will not replace, and like carrying tiki torches. Like like bad things happen, but like that visual kind of made it look silly. Like it made it look like almost not a threat, which is not. They are.
No, they are. But I think there's an argument to be made that like to make them look silly takes away their power.
Yeah, I know, but like, yes, I agree with you 100%. But then when they look silly, it's like, oh, they're nothing, and like to sort of minimize what it is they might be able to do.
Right. Yeah, and there's it's been interesting to sort of see how people are reacting to it. A lot of Republicans are coming out against it, which is refreshing, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it shows that they have like some kind of
Moral compass.
Yeah, which I mean, it seems to come and go, but a lot of people are look to be distancing themselves more and more from the president, and I think that's a good thing. Speaking of the president, I wrote down a thing last night, a little note I wrote to myself, and I had it as a reminder to go off at like 2:00 or whatever, and it just says, Donald Trump equals reverse Emperor's New Groove, ? And I want to know if you think, does that mean anything? Or was that like, as I was falling asleep, I thought of something that might be clever but really isn't? It could go one of two ways.
Well, I mean, the Emperor's New Groove is akin to the Emperor's New Clothes.
Right, yeah. So it's, everybody else is doing
I don't know the plot of the Emperor's New
Groove.
So I know there's a llama.
It's yeah, well, and so let's, okay, fine. Instead of thinking of the Emperor's New Groove, let's think of the Emperor's New Clothes, like the fable of...
right. No, I think that's...
Well, no, we don't need to retread that. So, like,
no, I think it holds water.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my thing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, no, not bad.
I was pretty happy.
Do you want to see a thing I wrote down that I hoped made sense in the future? I wrote, it's like, those, what are they called? This is to this as... This
like an SAT, ACT, whatever.
So, are you ready?
Yes.
I'm really proud of this one. Trump aid is to Trump as Han Solo is to Chewie.
Trump aid is to Trump as Han Solo is a Chewie.
So like Chewie says the, and then Han Solo filters it and makes it understandable to the rest of us.
Yeah, okay.
And so Trump rambles on about things, and Trump is like, "Yes, you're right, Donald Trump. It is bad if people are racist."
Yeah. Okay. Then that does make more sense.
I think that's good.
I like that. That's good.
Another late night musing.
Mm-hmm. Those are fun.
Yeah, good times. That's very funny. But, did you hear one of the guys who... So they're... what do you think about the move of identifying, taking somebody's picture who was at that rally?
Do it.
And yeah?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I think so, too.
I mean, if you are embarrassed by that, then you don't believe what you're marching for. Mm-hmm. And if you're not embarrassed by that, you should... the public should know that you are 100% through and through a white supremacist.
Yeah.
There's no good way of being it's not like... Yeah, but I don't hate all the minorities.
Right.
Well, yeah, no, you do, because you're marching with these people who are Nazis, and Nazis 100% of the time are bad. Remember the ABCs of Nazis, Jess. A, always. B, C, punching Nazis.
We don't condone violence here on the Friendly Atheist podcast, unless
it's Nazis.
It's Nazi punching.
Yeah.
Somebody threw coffee on somebody today. It's just
I understand I'm not necessarily a pro-violence person, but Nazis, that's not okay. There is no way to rationalize a Nazi being okay for society. Nazis shouldn't happen. They need to be punched in the face.
Yeah.
Either actually or metaphorically, getting their pictures posted online and being doxxed.
It's an emotional punch to the face.
Yeah. I did like the dad who denounced his son.
Yeah, that was really amazing.
Was really well written too.
Yeah, for sure.
And then a cousin came out and said basically the same thing. So look, just don't be Nazis.
Yeah. And what I think is interesting that these people consider themselves patriots.
Right.
Whereas, we fought wars against the Confederacy and against Nazis.
Literal Nazis. We fought Nazis.
Yeah.
We had to fight actual Nazis.
How do they proclaim this sort of moral high ground?
I don't know. It's a weird... Nazism is a weird thing that just seems to fester and will never fully go away. And I think it's not a thing that I can understand or put myself in the point of view
Is it just underachieving white dudes?
I don't know. I know a lot of underachieving white dudes. None of them are Nazis. I don't think. Well, I don't think. I don't know. I don't think I know any Nazis.
Okay. I have another one.
Okay.
Getting back on the atheism thing.
Okay.
Also,
Nazis are atheists. Stalin was an atheist. I hate those arguments.
Is that your...
I don't know. That's my...
is that your mansplainer voice?
Condescending... conservative person who's well, not everything bad that happened took place in the name of God. Stalin killed millions of people. He didn't believe in God. Okay, fine. You found the one example.
But also, he didn't kill in the name of atheism.
Right. No, I know. He found a different thing that he wanted to pray to, and that was himself, I guess.
Mm-hmm. His mustache?
Yeah, probably.
He had a mustache, right?
He did have a mustache.
Okay.
So
I just really had a panic moment of like, oh no, did I get that one
he had
wrong?
a pretty sweet mustache.
Okay, so going back to this part of the world, Auckland, New Zealand. There is a Baptist pastor named Logan Robertson, and boy, does he suck.
Why?
Can I just read you part?
Please.
Okay, so this sermon was caught on.
Sorry, that's the ship that we're on. It rocks back and forth sometimes. We got to batten down the hatches before we move on. I don't know what that means. I know it's a thing. I don't know what it means.
You don't know what hatches?
No, batten. Oh, like tie down the hatches, right?
Yeah.
Oh, never
I
mind.
assume. I guess I don't know what batten means. God, this is boring. Okay, so.
Hey, internet, don't tell me what it means. I don't care.
So this guy is a real piece of shit. Okay. So this was a video. This video exists somewhere. I couldn't find it. It appears to be taken down, or it won't play in the U.S. I'm not sure which. I assume it was taken down because Hemant had posted it to the blog originally.
Okay.
But it's no longer working. But I do have a transcript.
Good. Let's do it.
So I'm about to say some really shitty things,
Could
and
you
please don't do pull quotes.
I was just like, can you soften the punch a little bit by doing your Australian accent?
First of all, it's New Zealand, and how dare you?
Okay, well.
And second of
You're
all,
right. I was about to say the same thing, but there's gonna be a lot of Australians who would be mad at me for that. Can you do your Kiwi accent then?
No, the only Kiwi accents I can do is like quoting Flight of the Conchords.
Well, just take that and then apply it to whatever you're reading.
I missed my che.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, I'm sorry. A guy
Is
did.
he dead or did?
Did. God, we're the worst. Okay, somebody emailed me the other day about our church. I believe he lives in Auckland. He's like, "What's with your view on homo marriage?"
Okay, God, this is gonna go bad, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be so annoyed at the end of this.
Mm-hmm.
Homo marriage?
Homo marriage.
Okay.
I was like, so he's a cool pastor because he says things like, "I was like," and "What's up with?" I was like, my view on homo marriage is that the Bible never mentions it, so I'm not against them getting married as long as a bullet goes through their head the moment they kiss.
Just one, though?
Well, yeah, like
he's asking
jointly.
For a very good marksman, then. I don't think they're enough.
It's just angles.
Oh, that's true, yeah. So, oh my God, what a nightmare human being. He really said that?
Because that's what it talks about. No homo marriage, but homo death. There's no such thing as homo marriage. That's what should happen. Now that we've got Christians that would rather side with them, this side with their cute
Can I
little...
just say, as you're reading this, I am picturing this as the New Zealand accent, and it does make it a little bit less aggravating.
Now we've got Christians that would rather side with them, side with their cute little F-word cousin or brother, who whatever it is, than with Christians, than actually preach against it.
Oh, no.
He did admit that it was hate speech.
Like in just...
No, later. So that's the end of the quote.
Okay,
Close quote.
Okay.
Somebody accused him of promoting hate speech, and he's like, "Yeah, super am." Got it in one too.
Oh, he's leaning in on it?
Oh yeah.
Wow. I mean,
good for him.
Again, like, at least it's a through and through thing. It's not like a surface level. Like he's just trying to get attention. Like he clearly just hates gay people.
Yeah.
So I mean, and he's on the surface of it. So like you can just avoid him if you want to. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Not saying that hate's okay, but like.
No, he's a nightmare garbage human, and he should be avoided at all costs.
What is he's a preacher?
He's a Baptist pastor.
Okay.
His name is Logan Robertson. I think we have a few Kiwi listeners.
Hey, Logan Robinson, go fuck yourself.
I don't think he listens.
I don't care.
But
that felt good.
Hey, Kiwi listen. I know there's at least one who tweets at me a lot. Go find him. Are you in Auckland? Go find this guy. Play this for him. Hey, Logan, go fuck yourself. And then he said, "I'm not inciting vigilantes. I believe that's the government's job." Now, the word "that" is, it's an unclear sentence. Like, is he saying that it's the government's job to murder gay people? Or is he saying it's the government's job to incite vigilantes? It's a dangling modifier, I'd say.
Can you read it again?
Sure. "I'm not inciting vigilantes. I believe that's the government's job." It's not a modifier. What is that?
It's
pronoun?
No,
Nope.
Yeah, it's unclear.
English teacher and professional writer don't know how grammar works. That's my song for you.
It sounds like the first time you read it, I thought, oh, he means that the government should be killing gay people.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second time you read it, it sounded like he wanted the government to incite vigilantes.
Which seems
Which is
counterintuitive.
Now I'm thinking about a government-sponsored Batman, and like in red, white, and blue, and I don't know why that makes me laugh. Patriotic Batman.
I like that a lot, actually. It's like Captain.
Just like a matte red, white, and blue, and just like running around.
It's like Captain America and Batman have a baby.
Yeah, it would be like Captain America. Batman has a baby.
Would he talk like this?
I don't want to do it.
Do it. Do it.
I can't.
Do it.
No, don't. I'll do it later. I can't do it right now.
Do you remember when we used to say Rachel all the time in that voice, and then you dated somebody named Rachel for a
Never
long
said
time, and it ruined it?
But how that came about, though, I went to go see the midnight show of the last Batman movie,
Oh.
not the last Nolan Batman movie.
Yeah.
And there was a guy dressed as Batman who was just running around yelling Rachel, and I thought it was really funny, and just aped his bit, like just took it, like that's mine now. I'm gonna do this forever now, and just it made me laugh so hard.
And he dated somebody named Rachel for a year and a half.
Never
killed,
came up.
Killed that joke.
Yeah, never came up.
Never came up. So
Where is she?
That scared the shit out of me. Asshole.
I didn't do it down that would have been bad, just screaming in the microphone like that.
No, I mean you definitely blew out some earbuds.
Sorry, headphone user.
So I know what you're thinking. Pastor Logan Robinson, fuck you Logan,
Yeah.
is a super cool guy, and I bet he's never said anything else bad.
I was thinking that.
Were you?
That had to have been a one-off, right?
Mm-hmm. Hey Kev.
Yeah.
It's not. Are you texting while
Yeah,
you're
I'm
recording?
texting Jessica.
So this isn't Robertson's first time in the news. This is fucking rough, dude.
Okay.
In 2014, he told a gay Christian author, "I pray that you commit suicide." When a reporter,
Jesus.
who is also gay, asked him for clarification, Robertson said, once again, that the man should kill himself. So here's my question.
Okay.
At what point are you no longer Christian? Like, are you no longer being a Christian in any meaningful way?
Just like Christian in name only, kind of?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think by that point, by the time you're like
Inciting suicide?
inciting suicide and advocating for all gay marriage to end in death,
Yeah.
immediate death,
Yeah.
I would imagine that like 4 moral steps before that is when you stop being a Christian.
Well, and I hate to like no true Scotsman them, right? Like no real Christian would do this, but like I bring this up a lot because I'm just so befuddled by like Jesus was super into like being nice to people. Like that was his only jam.
Right. Well, so it sort of goes along with the same idea of like conservative Christians who like
Are
anti everything, including like social programs that help people live and eat and be able to like
Right.
afford, healthcare and stuff like that. They're always against that stuff, and I can't. It's a weird, like disconnect that I have not been able to sort of understand
No,
in
and
any
I've-
meaningful way.
I've had people write in trying to explain it, and it just isn't something that I'm going to allow. That like if you're a good Christian, you can't be against helping people. That's
Almost like that was one of Jesus's big things.
Yeah.
Like wasn't that
Did a
what the
whole
Sermon on the Mount was about?
Mhm.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's
so
the only Bible thing I can probably name.
you know Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I have 2 quick boys.
Okay.
So my note for this is, hey, what the fuck is up with Tim Allen?
Oh, I had this lock. This was one of the ones that I thought about talking about, but it's so short. It's like, well, there's not enough there to talk about. There just isn't.
Listen,
Please,
there's meat on them bones.
All right, let's hear it.
So he tweeted the other day, if we evolved from apes, why are there still apes? Period.
Yeah. Somebody responded. Do you have one of the responses, which was really good?
I'm holding a printed piece of paper. Do you think I have?
All right, hit it.
I don't have it.
Oh, you don't have it?
That's my point. It's a printed piece of paper. I don't have his
thought-
live tweet up.
So somebody responded with, I'm not going to pull it now.
Why, if
Yeah, just like a really good parallel of like if Never mind.
Wow.
I won't be able to find it.
Comedy poison.
Yeah, sorry.
So what's up with Tim? Has he always been a douchebag?
Well, he remember he got arrested or before he was a comedian for selling cocaine?
I think I did hear that.
Yeah.
Because I want to say I saw a
He's another great Michigander.
true Hollywood story about him.
Yeah, that sounds right. He's another great Michigander.
As opposed, in addition to whom?
Well, in addition to Kid Rock is running for Senate.
Oh.
That's a lot of fun.
Yeah. What's his real name? Bob?
I hope so.
I think it is.
Bob?
You know what I'll never forgive Kid Rock for is, first of all, I remember listening to Kid Rock in junior high and think that was super badass.
Yeah.
Bow to ba.
Yeah. I think everybody, I think people our age, white people our age probably had that.
Like you narrowed that scope more and more.
That month or two where like Kid Rock was awesome.
Yeah, and his CD had him flipping the middle finger on it.
Such a rebel.
I
saw him in concert actually.
What?
Yeah. So a couple of friends of mine and I went to the like Rock Fest or something. It was called Rock Fest, and the last 4 bands were. It was like a Lollapalooza, but before Lollapalooza, it was like a one-day festival.
Okay.
The last 4 bands were. It was at the Joliet Speedway, so it was literally in the middle of a racetrack. It was very. It was a lot of. We had a lot of fun because the last 4 bands were Stone Temple Pilots right after Scott Weiland had like just gotten out of jail.
Oh.
So he was dialed in.
Raring to go.
That was a lot of fun. And then Bare Naked Ladies, which is a great.
I bet that would be a fun show.
Well, they were a little out of place because after that was Kid Rock and then Metallica. So like, Bare Naked Ladies, they put on a pretty good show, but the audience was not into it. Like there were people flipping them off, and they were like trying to quell the hecklers. Like, yes, even you, sir, who's currently flipping me off, like stuff like that. It was really good.
Was my close personal friend Jason Newsted playing with Metallica that day?
Yeah, he was.
Huh.
Actually, yeah. And then and I will say that Kid Rock in 1998 probably put on a really good show, and Metallica did too. So
yeah. This is 1998, so you're a kiddo.
Yeah, I don't think I was, because I got it from our cousin who was. I got the tickets from our cousin who was interning at Q101. At the time, like
was it Jason?
No, Jennifer. So
she was interning at Q101.
Yeah, I think it was right after her freshman year in college. I want to say.
Okay.
And so she was like, "Hey, I have these 3 tickets. Do you want them for like $70 each or something like that?" And
you had $70 in those days.
Freshman me was like, "I want that. Hit me on that."
Hit me on that.
Yeah.
Hey, Kev.
Yeah.
Can we just do? And I'm not here to put you on blast.
Okay.
But can we do a quick review of your concert going history in the 90s?
A quick review of my concert going.
How many times did you see DMB?
Oh, I saw Dave Matthews Band on back-to-back nights in Soldier Field. Is that what you want to talk about? The first night. So our friend's dad got us tickets, but he got them for the wrong night, and we were already down the train, like getting ready to go. And so we got off the train, and like this was like we wasn't even texting. We were just like cell phones. We were just making phone calls, and not very well. And so our dad's friend like said, "Hey, go to the street." And go to these crossroads or whatever. And so we got there, and then they handed us like 4 free tickets for Dave Matthews Band, and then we went to Taste of Chicago. It's the only time I've ever been to Taste of Chicago, and like I can't remember, but we were sneaking beers, and then we went into Dave Matthews the first night, and then the second night we did basically the exact same thing. So,
how old were you at this time?
Probably.
You were in high school? Younger?
8th grade maybe.
Oof.
You know what? Just in case mom and dad listens. I was like 20, 21.
God, I hope they don't listen to this dumb show.
They can't even, like, they don't even want to be in the same room as us as we're talking. So
no, that's true. They are not fans of ours somehow, even though we're their only 2 children.
Yeah. Well, I think they like Dottie better.
You like Dottie better. The first time Kevin met Dottie, I asked him who he loved more, me or my dog, and he had known her for 30 seconds. He was like, "Oh my God, Dottie, hands down."
Yeah, still.
She's a good girl.
She is a good girl. So I saw Dave Matthews Band a couple of times.
We did see a Dave Matthews cover band together a couple of years ago.
That was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun.
So in the 15 years later, it stopped being cool to like Dave Matthews Band.
Oh, did it?
Arguably, it never was cool to be like Dave Matthews Band, and that's an argument that I understand. But now that we've sort of come back around and like it sort of.
Ironically,
hindsight's
like
20. No, I genuinely, there are some Dave Matthews songs that are like, oh, this is really good. In the same vein, it's like one of them. So we bought a record player for. We have an extra room in the back of our apartment. Where we just
it's a dining room.
It's not. It's the cognac room. So one of the One of the first albums I bought for our new record player was Cracked Rearview Mirror, Hootie and the Blowfish's first album. And I'm telling you right now, that holds up too. Get at me, the internet. Tell me that Hootie and the Blowfish sucks. They're awesome.
That is like the white guy opinion I've ever heard.
Darius Rucker still making music.
Yeah, he's a country guy now,
He's
right?
a country guy now, yeah. Who would have thought that Hootie made it out of that band?
We also saw Sir James Buffett a few times as children.
We did, yeah. We did see.
Our
see
dad
Sir
was
James.
quite the parrot head for a minute there.
Yeah, I saw him at least 3 times. I saw him once at Wrigley, and I saw him.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I saw him a couple other times too.
Yeah.
I mean,
We're slaves to our parents' taste.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I saw The Who. I think I've seen The Who 8 times.
Yeah, I've seen him a bunch too. That was the first concert that I ever went to.
Mine was, are you ready for this? Ringo Starr and his All-Star Band.
Oh, that's right.
It was at Park West. This is...
Yeah, I just saw a band at Park West on, well, not just, but on Halloween. I would say
Halloween?
Yeah.
That was 10 months ago.
Okay, well, that was the last time I ever went to Park West.
Okay.
And it was this hippie jam band. And on
they're called
Halloween,
Fish.
No. This was a different hippie jam band. The infamous String Dusters, which it's like a word jumble of like...
It's like one of those like auto-generate.
My friend and I, like one of our great ideas that we had one time was like we could just make one of those, like, you know, they had it for the
Hipster
yeah,
band?
like no yeah, but they also had it for like a Wu-Tang Clan, like automatic Wu-Tang generator, which is where Childish Gambino got his name from.
Is it really?
That is, yeah, I think that's canonical. And so we thought, like, oh, wouldn't it be fun if we just, like, all you have to do is like put a bunch of words together and now you have like a bluegrass band. And so that was our 30-second idea that we neither one of us know anything about tech, so it's just like, that'd be fun anyway.
Moving on. Okay, I have one more short guy. And then you said you have a closer?
I got a great closer.
What are we doing on time? Okay. 15 minutes.
With the edits, though.
Okay, yeah, I was just about to say,
49.
it's 15 minutes now. There is a lot of garbage we're going to have to cut out because my dog was being uncooperative. Okay, so I don't even have any notes. I just have the one sentence. Chick-fil-A is opening a location in the Atlanta Falcons Stadium that's closed on Sundays.
What? How? How can you do that? They're gonna. That's the worst business model I've ever heard of in my entire life. And my most recent business idea was, hey, can we make an internet thing where you can randomly generate band names? Oh, that's terrible. Oh God, that's so funny.
Isn't that great?
That's really good. But
Hey,
college games, I guess.
Do they play in those stadiums?
I think Georgia Tech plays there.
For those who are listening overseas or who don't know football, God, Kevin, you're so bad at recording. He's hit his mic 14 times so far.
Or 2.
Well, the football is most frequently played on, wait for it, Sunday. So this is excellent. There's apparently, I don't know, like, I'm just baffled. I'm just befuddled by it.
The only thing I can figure is that there are, I guess, there's like maybe one Monday night game there every 4 years, and so there you go. And then college teams have to play. I think there's a team in the city proper that plays at the Georgia Dome. That's what it's called.
Is it?
Yep.
Well, they're putting up a new thing.
Oh.
A new boy.
Oh, boy. Well, I guess Ludacris is going to be out of one song.
The only thing I know Ludacris from is Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, he's really good in that, too.
He's so funny.
Yeah, he's good.
I like him so
much. He's no
much.
Tay Diggs. No, Tyrese. That's Tyrese. Sorry.
Oh, shit. That was not a cute look.
No. Did you ever see the video of Tyrese has a Benihana's in his backyard? What? Just okay. Let that sink in.
Okay.
And then,
sorry, I'm not normally speechless, but that just rendered me speechless.
And then if you Google that, one of the top things that'll come up is Aziz Ansari and The Lonely Island went to Tyrese's Benihana for Aziz Ansari's birthday. And I've never seen 5 people enjoying themselves as much as they were. Like, they are just like, they're all the happiest that anybody's ever been in their entire life just because they're at Tyrese's Benihana's in his backyard.
That is...
Isn't that awesome? I want to go there. Hey, hey, Tyrese, get at me.
Hey, Tyrese, we know you're not Tay Diggs. Tay Diggs, we know you're in Rent. He was in Rent.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. He was Benny. Benny. He was the bad guy in Rent.
Not super familiar with Rent. I know that there's a lot of
Do
minutes in a
you
year or whatever.
want me to sing the whole thing?
I would say yes, but
December
hold on.
24th, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard
My problem is,
Time. Can you hear it?
are you gonna be able to clear
Sure
this?
with that.
That's my only concern. Like,
Yeah.
it's not.
You don't want to listen to it.
No, believe me, I wouldn't love nothing more in life than.
Oh,
to
wait
listen
till
to
I nail
that.
the harmonies on Seasons of Love. You'll be so impressed. You wouldn't think one person could nail those harmonies, but goddamn, I am good.
I'm shoehorning this in now, and I'm okay with that.
Uh-huh.
But, so we were talking a little bit about Tim Allen's lack of understanding of evolution.
Sure, I remember.
Tangential to that is sort of the denial of Earth being around, the Flat Earth Society.
Yeah, that's come up a few times on the podcast.
It's very entertaining because it's bafflingly stupid.
Yeah.
I don't want to, make fun of people who think the Earth is flat, but
No, I think you should.
So there's a bar that I really love going to down the street from here called Galway Bay, and the owner of Galway Bay is this sort of.
Is that where we went that one night?
Probably. I go there a lot.
It's like a divey.
Yeah. It's like in a basement. And so the owner of that place is like this kind of, I don't know, like mid-40s Irish guy who like, he runs the best Facebook account I've ever seen because half of it is him looking up Yelp reviews of Galway Bay and then making fun of the people who thought it was shitty. And then half of it is him saying something and then locals from Galway Bay responding and him just yelling at them and all that. But I guess most recently the thing that happened was somebody came in and like was talking to him and telling the owner that he thinks the Earth is flat, and he got so mad that he threw him out of the bar, and then which is good. And then he said anybody who believes that the Earth is flat is no longer allowed in this bar, like flat out ban, pun intended, flat out ban of everybody there. And then he was leaving, he was going home, he was going back to Ireland for I don't know, for vacation. And left a sign up that just said, "Do you believe the Earth is flat? Let me help you out." And it had it had arrows pointed to either side and explaining what the bars were on those sides. So like, don't come in here. It was really great. So that's a lot of fun.
That's a weird line in the sand for him to draw.
Well, I mean, yes, you're right. But like, it's also like, it's really like that's what he does. Like that's what he likes to do. I guess is just like figure out
people.
Yeah.
So funny.
One post recently said, "It's been a great night. I only had to listen to Despacito 4 times."
Listen to what?
Despacito.
I don't know what that is.
No, that's a song. It's a really good song.
Okay.
Apparently, if you listen to it too many times, it's awful. But like, just like anything.
Yeah, indeed. Okay, should we start to bring us in for a landing?
Yeah, I can read the last one. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not gonna read the headline. I don't want to
Spoil it?
Yeah.
Kevin, weave me a story.
Okay.
Weave me a story with your words.
Okay. A pro-Trump rally dubbed the mother of all rallies, more, is set to take place in Washington, D.C. the very same day as a march on the mall is being held by the Juggalos, the fan base of the rap rock group Insane Clown Posse, in protest of the FBI's classification of Juggalos as a, quote, loosely organized hybrid gang. So on September 16th, I know like for a long time you've been trying to push people to like get you to go to to fund your thing to go down to the Ark.
Uh-huh.
I think that the real thing we should do is man on the street,
Uh-huh.
woman on the street,
Mm-hmm.
Jessica Bluemke, September 16th,
Mm-hmm.
just in the middle of the Trump rally,
Uh-huh.
and so the white supremacist rally essentially, and the Juggalos. I just think that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, no. I think that would be good. I think I would talk to a lot of white men.
Oh yeah, almost exclusively.
And really the only way to differentiate them would be the face paint.
Yeah, well,
I can't imagine much else separates them.
yeah.
And their Josta, what do they drink? Wait.
Fanta. They drink Fanta.
What's Josta?
Josta is a cola that doesn't exist anymore that I'm only loosely familiar with through listening to another podcast.
My Brother and Me?
Yeah, that's where you got it from.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I thought that would be a lot of fun to like be in the middle of.
Yeah, guys, let's get this happening.
Yeah, holler at your girl. Let's get her out there.
Yeah, I deserve it for some reason.
Yeah.
I would probably be actually murdered if I'm being honest. I do not trust either of those groups.
No. It would be very.
Do you think there is going to be a Jets and Sharks style gang fight?
There's gonna be a lot of snapping.
Uh-huh.
They're gonna tie their hands together, and then the other.
That's a Michael Jackson video.
I know, but I'm combining
okay.
two things into one.
Okay.
There's gonna be a lot of awesome stuff going on there.
Yeah.
I know that I can't speak to the white supremacists necessarily. They don't seem like very fun people. I will say that the Juggalos en masse do tend to do a lot of dumb stuff.
Fun dumb or dangerous dumb?
Well, so that every year, I don't know if they still do it, but I know for a very long time they used to do the
Gathering of the Juggalos?
Right.
It's in Illinois, right?
It is in southern Illinois, yeah. And it's
why again?
I don't know. I think they're from Michigan, too. I think the Insane Clown Posse is from Michigan. I might be making that up, though. Sorry, Michigan, if that's not true.
Yeah, getting put on blast today, Michigan.
Sorry, Michigan. I like you. You're a very pretty place that
I can't
voted
open this
for Trump.
beer.
There you go. There you
Got
go.
it.
So the
312. 312 for life.
And so the Gathering of the Juggalos, one of the things, like they'll have people like comedians and stuff like that. So like I was listening to a podcast a long time ago with Brian Posehn, who did a set there, and like it was really weird and crazy, but kind of fun and But like also if they don't like you, the Juggalos, if they don't like you, like when Tila Tequila came down there, they threw literal human shit and like rocks at her on stage and like hit her in the head with rocks and stuff like that. So like they're fun to make fun of because they're insane people, again pun intended. But they seem to be kind of dangerous. They do have an edge, and apparently they're being classified as a loosely organized gang hybrid.
Kevin,
a hybrid car.
Kevin, which part do you think they're protesting? The gang part, or the fact that they're loosely?
I think it's the loosely part. We got hierarchies and everything.
You have to pass a test to
What do
get
you
it.
think the
we have to renew our license every year.
What do you think the Juggalo equivalent of a Grand Wizard is? Like a Grand Dragon or something like that?
Yeah, okay. We're good enough. Okay, let's say we've killed our real topics. Kevin, let's just rap about the fact that the KKK has something called the Grand Wizard and a dragon. Like, how can you take yourself seriously when your title is Grand Wizard?
I don't know, but they do seem to be beyond any sense of like
irony.
Yeah, I think they're so like earnest about all of it that like, yeah, we're called dragons. Like what? Like come at me. I'm a dragon, bro. Come at me.
I'll breathe fire on you.
I'll breathe fire on you. Come on.
I'll do it.
I'm not just a dragon in title only.
They turn you into a dragon
yeah.
when you get the promotion.
Yeah. Yep, that's actually a lot of people don't know that about the KKK is whatever your title is, that's your spirit animal.
So what's there? Let's look this up. Wizards, there's dragons.
You animorph into whatever that animal is.
Don't stay in it too long though. You'll get stuck like Tobias.
That's a punchline that I understand without any reference of like anything. I don't remember reading any of those books as I was growing up.
Really?
I was too into Goosebumps.
Oh yeah, I used to borrow those and scare the shit out of myself.
I would many a night where I'd lie awake all night with my lights on because I'd read a scary book.
A slightly scary
book.
Wait, I don't know. Hierarchy, vamped Kevin.
One time I read a whole book in a day. That was pretty cool.
Once in your life you've done that?
One time I remember doing it. I'm sure I did it more than once.
What book?
I don't remember that. You're asking way too many specific questions. I was a kid. I was a child.
I read The Hunger Games in one day.
Did you?
As an adult.
That's an impressive feat.
Yeah. I used to read books in one because I read like Babysitter's Club, Animorphs. Yeah. They're like 200 pages.
I never got into, I think I jumped right into like more adult books.
Okay,
early.
I get it. You're better than me.
Like Michael Crichton books always caught me. And I like those books. Apparently they posted one posthumously and I bought it and I'm like 30 pages into it. I was just not catching for some reason, 34-year-old Kevin Lugie is not as excited about Michael Crichton as, let's say, 16-year-old Kevin Lugie.
Sure. Wait, Michael Crichton wrote Jurassic Park, right?
Yeah. And
this is the second time I've gotten him mixed up in my head with the lawyer guy, John Grisham.
Oh yeah.
I did that before on the podcast.
Really?
Except for I called him Michael Clayton, which is a movie starring George Clooney.
Yep.
It was a whole mess. Okay. Grand Giant? Okay. Hey guys, if you want to check out now, that's fine. I'm just gonna go ahead and read Ku Klux Klan titles.
Can you? Those are great. Why are they named that way, though? Do we know? Is there any like?
The Dollar did a thing on them, but I don't remember what it was.
I don't remember either.
So there were 4. Okay, above the basic level. So there's the Empire.
What?
So that's like the all-inclusive Klan package.
Oh, okay.
So that one's led by the Grand Wizard and his staff of 10 Genii, Genii, Jenny,
Genie,
as well as a Grand Exchequer.
Exchequer.
Is that really what it is?
There's a bar in Chicago at Exchequer. You don't need to show it to me. I know what that is.
Exchequer? I've
Yeah.
never heard that word in my life.
It's an antiquated term for something.
Hi, Pepper.
Oh, did you get out of my room, Pepper?
So a Grand Scribe.
Wait, does Dottie know how to open doors now?
Oh yeah, she has opposable thumbs. Did I not tell you?
Like a raptor?
Yep, my dog. Oh, she is a raptor.
Oh,
Don't want that for. Most people don't know this, but a lot of people think like, oh, dinosaurs were actually covered in feathers. No, black and white fur.
Do you think in like 5 years, when you're no longer doing this podcast, that you're going to look at this specific episode as the turning point?
So there's a Grand Dragon.
Yeah.
They are assisted by 8 Hydras.
Oh,
There's a Great Titan assisted by 6 Furies.
Furies?
Uh-huh.
So this is just...
It's high fantasy.
Yeah. No, it's the Avengers. Nick Fury, Hydra.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. A Grand Giant assisted by 4 Goblins. Treading into D&D territory here. What? Like, how? How? Ooh, there's a... There's a Grand Cyclops.
Is the X-Men and the Marvel Cinematic Universe just based around the hierarchy of the KKK? Is it some sort of thing that I don't know about now?
He appointed 2 Nighthawks, a Grand Turk, a Grand Sentinel, and a Grand Ensign.
Wow.
A Grand Magi, a Grand
Why are they all
Monk.
grand? Average Magi. What about that?
So all of these people were elected by the body politic of the dens, identified as, wait for it, ghouls.
Jesus. I can't believe that we live in a world where this is a thing and they are a scary force that we need to reckon with.
Yeah.
That's insane to me. Who carry tiki torches and
Tiki torches. Okay. Okay. Here's the thing. I'm wondering if I'm being taken. Like, I wonder if somebody went into Wikipedia and, like...
Oh, boy, that'd be fun.
Because, let me read you this sentence.
Uh-huh.
A system of, quote, judiciary organs was created in each prescript. And the first judiciary...
Judicial system. Keep going.
Was divided into a Grand Council of Yahoos.
Okay, somebody's fucking with us. Somebody's fucking with Wikipedia.
And a Grand Council of Centaurs to try regular ghouls. This has to be...
That can't be real.
This has to be wrong.
Did you click on the wrong
This is Wikipedia.
KKK? Did you click on the D&D KKK?
Supreme Cyclopean Council.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Grand Tycoon.
Tycoon was the first thing you said so far that almost makes sense.
A Lictor.
A lictor?
Mm-hmm.
Spell that. L-I-C-K?
No, Lictor.
Lictor.
Is this funny anymore?
No.
Okay. Okay, cool. Guys, thank you for listening. Kev, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for inviting
We're going
me.
to edit this down to 22 impactful minutes.
There's going to be 22 usable minutes in here somewhere. It's just going to be you splicing a sentence together from all the words.
So you can always send us emails at friendlyatheistpodcast@gmail.com, patreon.com/friendlyatheist, where you can support what we're doing here for some reason. I'm going to be in Boston next week. If anybody has any tips for being in Boston, I'm looking for shit to do. You can follow me on Twitter at Blueberry, BLUEBURIE. You're on Twitter, right, Kev? Mm-hmm. Do you want to give out your deal?
Sure, but no, I'm not going to say yes to it. Well, it's Sveven Splunky, so good luck finding that.
I can't find it.
Yeah, that's I don't really Twitter that often, so
Tweet?
Yeah, whatever.
Shit, I'm so bad at like landing this plane.
You got it. You're within sight.
Yeah, okay. Thank you guys for listening. Sorry, this was a really weird episode, but...
I mean, I had a lot of fun.
No, I did too, and I think in light of the sort of shit that's going on right now, which is horrifying and scary and a lot to deal with. Thank you, Dottie. You know, hopefully you had an hour or 26 minutes of dumb fun. So next week, actually, I think we're going to be playing an old episode that Kevin and I recorded months and months ago.
So if you like this, get ready for some more.
That is about the Satanic Panic. So, and then, because I'm going to be in Boston next week, and then after that, Hemant and I will be back as usual. Guys, thank you for your time and your patience with us. And thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Have a great day.